What's happening? Landlord from Alabama here, back with another video. And today I want to talk about your number one cornerback, Tre Diggs. You know, Mr. Interception himself, Stephon Diggs' little brother. You know, Aiden's daddy. You know what I'm saying? From the superstar little boy from the show, man. But Tre Diggs, what kind of year would be realistic for him next year? Because he had such an outstanding year last year with 11 interceptions. You know, he went crazy. He was one of the most talked about cornerbacks. He had an outstanding, sensational year. But now, you know, what's a realistic goal for Trayvon next year? And to assume that he could just have another 11 interception year is just buffoonery. So we need him to be more consistent in the coverage area, you know, compared to just straight interceptions, because that's not something you can really just live on. That's really not something just sustainable like that. You really just can't hang your hat or live or depend on interceptions coming in bundles like that. So, you know, let's see what PFF graded him, and you know, and compare from 2020 to last year and see what we could project him for the future. Okay, in his rookie year in 2020, PFF graded him 62.7. Okay, that's not the greatest grade. That was a pretty bad grade, but he was on a bad defense as well. And he had 58 tackles and only 3 interceptions that year. And you know, that was a rough year for the whole defense. That was a terrible defense. That was one of the worst defenses we've seen. But now, let's go to 2021. You know, they graded him a 58. And you know, that's even worse. But he had an upscale in a lot of his production as far as interceptions and touchdowns. He produced 2 touchdowns. That's more than some of these receivers out here that's getting paid some money. So, you know, Tre really had a lot of production last year, man. However you want to slice it, you can hate him, you can love him, but this man produced last year. And you compare him to some of these other top corners, they're not giving up as much, and he just probably give a little bit too much up. But at the same time, he's producing in interceptions and in touchdowns. Like, this man had 11 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. 2 Deion Sanders type, you know what I'm saying, take it to the house type touchdowns. So, you know, you can't hate on Trayvon. You can say what you want to say. I believe a lot of the criticism come from him having a star on his helmet, from him being a Cowboy. You know, it comes with a lot of hate when you know, surround yourself with America's team and Jerry. I feel like a lot of this criticism that comes his way is unfair. And you know, PFF is only a reference. It's not the end all be all. It doesn't go in depth into the film for you can see for yourself who busted these coverages and all that deep down in that rabbit hole. But I just feel like, you know, Trayvon got a lot of room for improvement as well. Like, he's still new to the cornerback position, really. You know, he's an Alabama player from my team, and Saban turned him into a cornerback. He was a wide receiver at first, so, you know, he's still kind of young to the position. And from year to year, you can see big-time progression and production, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's just going to keep getting better and better as he get more comfortable in that cornerback role. So, you know, sky's the limit for Trayvon, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he could be a real big time player, and this is only the beginning for him. Like, this is just the start of a long, great type of career for Trayvon Diggs. But okay, when we going into 2022, we probably won't have Kevin Joseph. Ain't no telling, it's still up in the air. We might still be rocking with Anthony Brown on the other side. So what is a realistic goal for Trayvon Diggs? I feel like with the type of skill set and the ball skills that this man possesses, I would be shocked if he get under 5 to 6, maybe 7 interceptions still. I feel like he's just a phenomenal ball hawk. He's going to get to the ball. Maybe the quarterbacks then took notice, you know what I'm saying, that maybe they shouldn't throw Aaron type throws in his direction, but at the same time, Tre Diggs is very opportunistic, and he will go and get the ball if you throw it in his direction. So I feel like we should be able to see a better, more consistent year from Trayvon. Don't expect 12 to 11 interceptions. I feel like he might have 5 to 6, maybe 7, maybe 8 if we lucky. But I feel like he's still gonna have more than the average player when it comes to interceptions. And I believe that he's gonna be more confident, more comfortable at his cornerback position, and be better in coverage and more consistent. And a lot of the stuff that they was blaming him for, man, it wasn't really his fault. When you dive deep into the film, you start realizing that that's really not his fault, that wide receiver was open, the safety might have been lacking, or it might have been just a bad coverage overall. It could have been on Dan Quinn. Surprisingly, I know we love Dan, but you know he's not perfect. So I feel like, you know, Trayvon had a solid year. He had an outstanding year, rather. And, you know, just temper your expectations next year, you know what I'm saying? Even if he calm down the interceptions, if he be more of a shutdown corner like he said he want to be, then, you know, that would be an upgrade. That would be a great encore year for Trayvon Diggs. But that's all I got for you today, man. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social media sites. And like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.